Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. I have Total Tarot parts 21 and parts 20. Let's have a little quick look. As always now, as you know, if you've been following along. So we have the box that hopefully should flip and lock. Lovely, that one's all in place. And then because I am on subscription, so posted to me, they come together. So what happens is, because there seems to be a lot of uncertainty in the community, every 28 days, so it's not the same day of every month, the date moves, there's a payment removed. Sorry about that, my lovely dog. So there's a payment removed from my accounts every 28 days. So there's 30 to 31 days in every month, so that 28 days moves. It's not going to be the second of every month for anyone that's unsure about Total Tarot. And then after that payment goes out, 21 days later, you'll get your Total Tarot subscription through the post. And the idea is that they are fortnightly. So part 20 arrives 1 week after it goes in the shops approximately, because the shops get theirs first and then we kind of get ours, but ours are guaranteed, so it's not like we're going to miss out in the shops. And then we get part 21 a week before the shops get theirs, so we get them together a week before part 21 goes out, so we get the full deck to play with before the rest of the world does. And that's kind of how the subscription works. I'm only saying that because over the months, I have seen lots of questions come up through Total Tarot's pages from angry subscribers or subscribers just not knowing what's going on. And there's been, so I just want to sort of say that and put that out there. With that, if there's a postal strike, which we seem to be having a lot of lately, or a supply issue in the world, or a postal strike, stopping things being sent over from Italy, possibly, then that adds to the 21 days. So this has been delayed by a week coming to me. So it's a bit later than it normally would be, but I have the full deck and it's arrived in beautiful condition. The two halves of the deck have come. I've opened up the first bits. So I'll just take off the final bits of plastic. I will do the flip through of those at the end. I have been looking forward to getting this deck and having a good look at all the cards. I have my 2 card 5s for my Golden Art Nouveau, and they are in pretty good condition. They're not completely 100% straight, but nothing that isn't going to sort itself out. So I have those 2, which I'll just pop into my deck, which is growing. Oh, apparently I've got myself in a pickle here. So 5's got the back, so we're there. What have I done over here? So the majors came with the original magazine, and then with every 2 magazines we got 2 cards. So we're working our way up through the numbers. So I now have the full set of 5s. So we're getting there. And this deck is bigger than the one that you can purchase through Lo Scarabeo. The Golden Art Nouveau, it's a smaller standard tarot size, about that size, that you can buy online. I kind of quite fancied the bigger size deck. And I keep that still in one of the free bags that came with one of the first few editions of the magazine. What's in the magazines? Well, let's take a look here at number 20. So it's all quite evident. It's Tarot Illuminati, and it's Byline Publishing that does these magazines on behalf of, or in conjunction with, Lo Scarabeo, I suppose. I haven't really looked into that bit of it. So that's got like a matte printing to it. You can actually feel that. It's quite tactile. So this is from the pre-Raphaelite Tarot. I was about to say Jack-o'-lantern. Sorry, that's why I paused for a second. Because Jack-o'-lantern and the pre-Raphaelite, I believe, are the same artist, which is why they look so similar. So if you go back to that magazine, I did do a little comparison, I think, of the 2 decks. And we've got Uncovering Secrets, so some card clarification. 2 of Swords is a great one for clarification because that one gets a lot of people. We have our benefits of clarification cards. When to ask for clarification. The meaning of the card if the meaning of the card escapes the reader or the querent resists a valid interpretation, then you can use a clarification card to give a bit more information, a depth to the card that you've got in front of you. We've got how to use clarification cards. What we've got here, resolving and reinterpreting. So I'm not going to read all these out, and then some points to remember up here, and a bit about seeking advice. So cards often appear which present the querent with a challenge. So remember that when you ask your cards for advice, it's not always what you want to hear. We're on to the Sun card. So we have our symbols down the side. Nice little, I can't even think of the word I need for that, but you know what I mean. We have what the cards say, the thematics up there again, and I won't read out my favourite section, but you know it's there. And some decks. So we have the Shaman Tarot, the Egyptian Tarot, which is coming parts 26 and 27, the Dark Angels, the Fae, the Fairy Tarot, which is 24 and 25, so not long. Oh, and we've got a hint here at 32 and 33, Universal Fantasy Tarot, Tower of Dracons, and the Pagan Cats. What are you avoiding? 7 cards spread. So it tells us about what you're doing. So what we're doing is we're prepping, the stories we tell ourselves, reading and interpreting, preparation for it. And then we've got the meanings of the cards and how to sort of place and think about interpreting them. Synthesis about what you're doing, and then oh good, so we've got a bit about dealing with avoidance. So avoiding the issue, or how many of you put the card back in the deck and ask for another card? Tarot deck library for the Tarot Illuminati. So here we have some of the meanings. We have the major arcana in this one. What should we pick for this? Should we see what the Sun has to say for itself? The light of truth, illumination and revelation, awareness and awakening, optimism and enthusiasm, joy and happiness, celebration, chasing away falsehood, a time of prosperity, a return to a happier time, realization. That's a nice word actually, realization, to add to my keywords. And then we have our minor arcanas. I usually pick a 7, I think, in here, don't I? 7 of Wands, the heart of the warrior, a hard fight against oppression, standing up for your beliefs. There we go. We've got a did you know here. The name of the deck, Tarot Illuminati, is not related in any way to the Order of the Illuminati, neither its historical Bavarian manifestation, nor a modern idea of a clandestine organisation that somehow controls the world. It only shares with the Illuminati the ideas of illumination and the origin of the name from the Latin word illuminatus, meaning enlightened, which sets out the goal of the Tarot Illuminati. The name of the deck also conveys its aesthetics, filled as they are with light. Well, that's me told. It's got nothing to do with the films with Tom Hanks. Practice makes perfect. And there we have the colour visual reference of the major arcana. And then 21, straight in. So we have reading the court cards. So there was a bit about court cards in a couple magazines back. So this is building now on those things that we've read and learnt. And we're talking about, we've got the vice versa here and the Celtic Tarot, which was a deck that surprised me. Actually has some really nice cards in it and some unusual kind of energies and creatures. Very magical. The career questions. Helping people with questions about their working lives. In the hands of the skilled reader, the cards can give guidance on many aspects of career planning. Now we have the John Bower, I think. Or is that the... I think it's John Bower. And a practice spread on the what are you avoiding. So here is the spread in the first magazine laid out. So we've got the cards that's been selected, and then it goes through, breaks down how it's reading the cards and how it's interpreting the cards to give you a good idea of the interpretations, meanings, and then, you know, putting them into your own kind of life. Lessons from 1001 Nights. It's a famous collection of Middle Eastern folk tales, also known as Arabian Nights. I'm not going to read all the rest of it, but I'm guessing it's a tarot deck, looking at these. Interesting. Then we have our Judgment card, which I know a lot of people get stuck with Judgment. So it's nice to have a couple of pages on Judgment and what the card has to say for itself. And then we have the other versions of Judgment across the bottom. We've got the Fae Tarot, the Before Tarot, parts 28 and 29. Cool, I'm looking forward to that. I've seen people with that deck, I don't have it. We have Tarot of the Pagan Cats. Here we have the Vice Versa, which we already own. Parts 12 and 13, for those who don't have it yet, if you're watching from Australia. The Manga Tarot, the Universal Fantasy Tarot, Tarot Draconis, 32 and 35, which is this one, and this one here is Neferatu's Tarot. Tarot Draconis. I'll have to look that one up. And we've got some esoteric. So we've got, what have we got here? So obviously we have a death card. So is this all around Rosicrucianism and Kabbalah? The third article in a series exploring esoteric ideologies and the links to the evolution of tarot. So there's lots of information there. We've got quick Kabbalah, Kabbalah and Tarot, revealing secrets, the Rosicrucians. And then we have our coloured, what do we call it, reference to the minors in the Tarot Illuminati deck. And this one tells us quite clearly. We have Visconti coming next. Very nice deck. Ignore the way I said that. I already own two. That's sort of why I'm not as enamoured with the fact that I've got another one coming. But hey, maybe I've got one to give away. So we shall see what the differences are between that one and the one that I already own. Ones I already own. Okay, let's go through the deck. If you've watched in this far, thank you. Let's see the cards. So there's our box of the Hermit, and I'm guessing that's one of the High Priestesses, potentially. We have a title card, another title card. These are the backs. For anyone who knows me, I love backs on cards, and those I have been admiring when people are shuffling for a very, very long time. So let's come down. My tablecloth kind of gives away what time of year it is. So let's just go through the cards. They are slippery. So we have the Alchemist there instead of the Magician. Yep, there's our High Priestess. We have our Empress. They're very opulent looking. This is what I've loved about this deck. Our Emperor. Rich colours. Hierophant. Here's our Lovers. Chariot. Strength. Got a few stuck together there. There's the Hermit. There's a little Lantern of Light. Our Wheel. There's plenty of symbols in there. Got our elements. Got the word tarot around the outside. And we also have some letters in there. So that would be a nice one to look into and read the meaning of. Justice. Sorry, they are stuck. Temperance. It's interesting, all the lights going on behind her. So Menacing Devil. Got a few more there stuck. Nice colourful tower. Star. Moon. See the face in the moon there. Oh, and the sun. That one looks a bit more grumpy, doesn't it? A grumpy face in the sun. still have a strange child riding the horse. So Judgment, that's got a lot of movement to it, this Judgment. Hang on a minute, let me just, excuse me. Sticking. That's it. Let me pack one. All right. So yeah, a colourful Judgment in the world. Wow, I'm quite looking forward to using this deck actually. There's lots to pick out in these images and they're so vibrant. It is a very summery feel to me, but in the same breath, all that lovely brightness. You know, when it's wintertime, you want to throw a nice bright coat on, a nice scarf. You don't want to just be out in black coats all the time. And our court cards are named like the Thoth system, I'm guessing. So we have Princess, Prince, Queen, and King. Pentacles. I like that with the 2 ships there in the background. So 3. So you can see some real storytelling going on in here. And I've got like different kind of backgrounds as well. So if I use the word Asian influence here, lots of beautiful intricate details on everyone and on the horses. So much detail to see. There's our Queen and our King. Wands. So we're in another part, slightly different feel again. Sort of big arches, a bit more gothic again. Yeah. I just feel like we're travelling around the world a bit. And our wands, interesting, they're facing down from that direction. Do they normally face up that way? You normally see this end of the wand, don't you? Not this end. So are they going that way or are they going that way? So 9 and 10. So much movement and colour. And here we go with the aces. Aces, the swords. Should we give them props? That is definitely one of the more opulent 3 of swords I think that I have seen. Doesn't want to focus, but the detail in that heart is just, and all the swords. I mean, that is number 4. So we've got a slightly different person in our stained glass window. We're taking baggage with our 6 of swords. Nine. wondering what these people are doing. Like kind of sat around a bed. I guess it's part of a bed frame, very opulent bed. 10. Page. Right. Oh, she looks a bit scary, doesn't she? Queen. And King. So they're very Queen Victoria and Henry VIII feelings about those, aren't they? From a cardstock point of view, it is nice. It is good. Doesn't move a lot, it's quite flexible. Obviously I'm not going to bend my deck. Let me just take this out of the way. Probably have to start smushing these because I'm starting to get a sore thumb. One's out already. Yeah, they shuffle nicely. Very nicely. What do we get? 7 of Pentacles. Oh, and the 5 of Pentacles. So, probably going to need some time with this deck, and maybe even a little bit of help reading through the guides to understand the deck better. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed this deck. If you do have it and you're enjoying it, by all means, please let us know in comments. I think it's looking beautiful. Can't wait to have a look. And I will see you again in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.